welcome to Haitian Community Partners, and welcome to the South Shore Coalition. We are here, it's a deja vu for some of you. Because we did it last Monday, but it's a continuation of a grand opening. So
very true.
I welcome you. This work is the work of a lot of people, not only the work of IFSI or the work of MCHS or the work of the Haitian Community Partners. It's the work of the collaboration of entire Massachusetts community. We are here to support the Haitian community from far or from close. So we are here to work together so we can make that happen. So we could not do it without the support of state delegations here in Brockton, in Boston, in Malden, all the delegations that put together to support the Haitian community and the new immigrants that come in United States last year. So that's why we are here today. We are here to continue the work and to call upon other people to come join us and to do the work and to serve our community. So this coalition from NCHS, Haitian Community Partners, IFSI, it's here to serve the community in Brockton, in the South Shore, and the surrounding of Brockton, so we can make our community strong. When our community is strong, we strive.
Amen.
We strive in all different directions.
That's right.
Education, social, business. That's what we want. That's why we are here to work together to support our community, to support the Haitian community, so we can continue to strive. So I'm gonna call upon Rizia to come and because he's the president of MCHS, so that he can say a few words regarding the coalition
Amen.
that we have.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Marlene. And she has a fupa. How are you? Thank you, Marlene. And thank you, everybody, to be here. And as you know, MCHS is Mass Community Health Services. And thank you for all to be here. Then Brockton is lucky to have us to take care of the South Shore. I mean, we're not only two agencies, we had more the agency, but they're not here. But we all gonna do all the work together. Then everyone here will put their hand together to put it. When you're looking at that famous head, which is Dr. Gabo, then what she have on the head, she pass it on to all of us. We can continue our work. Then just Boston, Everett, even Worcester, we all gonna do the same thing. Then this is how we're gonna be strong. And then we have partners as HCP who've been here for a while. Then you will be like the best partner we can have, and other agencies. Thank you, everybody, to be here. We have so many friends and families here. Then I'd like to see you again. Then welcome to South Shore. Thank you.
So, not only I'm going to introduce Mrs. Gabo, but at the same time, I just want to acknowledge Senator Brady.
Yes.
So, Senator, I'm gonna let you say a few words.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Senator Brady has been very supportive of the Haitian community,
Yes.
and in many ways, and he's continuously supporting the Haitian Community Partners organization by helping us get some money to make sure that we can continue with the operation of the organization. We thank you for that, and we know that you will continue putting money in the budget for us.
Yes, right.
We need that.
Without that, we cannot survive.
Yes.
Because there's so many
Nothing
big
can be
fish.
done.
We cannot compete with those big fish.
I know.
So we need you to be on our corner so we can continue servicing the Haitian community
Yes.
in the South Shore. And without your support, we could not do that.
Yes.
We need your help. We need your support to continue the work. So
Sure.
I'm going to ask you to say a few
Thank
words.
Yes.
Well, I'm
Just
just,
for you, the insider.
well, I'm grateful to be here. And the Haitian community has been family to us, and not only in Brockton, but all over the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I was grateful to be in Mattapan yesterday for the dedication.
Yes.
And I'm also fortunate, I serve in the Ways and Means Committee in the Senate. So my chairman, Mike Roddick, who's a great friend and support, he's from the South Shore and Fall River, he was able to work with me. We got $8 million additional revenue in the budget. And we know that a lot of the Haitian community has suffered not only with the one but two earthquakes. We had many help from the church community a couple years ago, but there's a lot of families that need help coming to this country, coming to Brockton, and we have to work together, and we have been able to work together with Haitian community partners, the Mass Coalition, and all of the partners working together. So we have to get that in the budget, and I got it in the Senate side. I know Senator Nick Collins from Boston was very helpful, Senator Walter Timothy, and then the House of Representatives Jerry Cassidy, who represents this part of Brockton now, was very helpful. This is a great dedication here for downtown Brockton, but we also know we need to continue to grow because there are so many families
Yes.
that need our help.
Yes.
And this is just a small step because we need a bigger location. So it's
Definitely.
great to have us here in downtown Brockton. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's great to see so many people, and I am here to work on your behalf. So anything I can do, as you mentioned, moving forward, we need to continue to get the revenue, but this is a huge step. So the total revenue is $22 million, largest increase in
Yeah.
funding for the Haitian community, but we have to continue to work because there are so many people suffering, and as the pastor mentioned, all other parts of the world as well,
Right.
Yeah.
but we cannot forget, you don't see what's going on in Haiti in the newspaper because of what's happening in Ukraine and other parts of the world, but people are still suffering in Haiti.
Still suffering.
Yes.
So we cannot forget, we gotta keep getting the word out and educating the public, and this money is so important. I mean, we have English as a second language in Brockton, helping people get accolade. We have business leaders like Gino's Restaurant down the south side, they're family to us, so we have to continue to help everyone out. But I'm just happy to be here as your state senator, and you are family to us in Brockton, so God bless you all.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. We're happy to have you. Well, again,
You know, it's,
it's gonna be always.
I know.
I
know.
Anyway.
Anyway,
So
yes,
give
thank
us
you.
a blurb about the
Wonderful.
work we
Yeah.
embarked.
That's right. And thank you so much, everyone. Such a pleasure and an honor for me to be with you here as we are again continuing
Yeah.
the work of launching, the South Shore Coalition. And as we said, it's not just Brockton, it's Brockton and all of the surrounding areas. So our goal is to really serve our people where they are. So we know that Brockton especially is becoming one of, in terms of the Haitian community, so you are becoming one of the largest Haitian concentration
Yes.
throughout the state.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why, Senator, I am so happy that you are here, because for Brockton to flourish, for the South Shore to flourish, we need to take care of our assets. And immigrants are our best assets because they are hardworking people and they are honest. They want to contribute, and they have their own pride because they don't like for you to just hand a fish to them. They love to learn how to fish so that they can go and fend for themselves. So as we are welcoming so many families, and I have to say the new wave of immigrants that we have, they are all young, very young people, dynamic people who can really make the city of Brockton a great city. We have a lot of small children as well, because that wave has a lot of pregnant women, a lot of young children. And again, this is only the beginning, because we need to work in terms of creating the foundation for our children. Because when we take care of our children at an early age, we know that they will be the next leaders for our communities. And for us to grow and for us to really work together, we need to take care of our assets, our immigrants. So you all know that over the past couple of months, we had so many new families who have been coming through the state, and they are all over the place, and they still continue to come. So that's one of the biggest things that I always say to people when we're thinking about the money. We are so grateful for that provision, but again, people are coming every day. So from the 1,600 people that the state has allocated funding for, right now we're talking about over 3,000. So meaning that we need more resources to continue to support them.
Yeah.
And housing is one of the biggest challenge. Whether or not you like it, if I have $2,000 in my hand, $3,000 in my hand, I cannot do much, because there is no way for me to be able to pay first, last security, and then get access to housing. So those women really big challenges for us, and that's one of the reasons why we love to work with our elected officials like you and then the mayor, as a way for us to identify resources for our community. So here in the South Shore Coalition, we are going to continue to do the same work that we are doing in Boston, where when family comes, we create that one-stop center for them. Because when, just imagine you are new to a country, you don't know anyone, and then you need access to everything. Because they came empty-handed. They have absolutely nothing. The only thing that they bring with us is the envelope that they receive from the border, right? So when they come, believe it or not, think about that. You go on vacation, and then you are in a place where you don't know anybody, and then you have to rely on people to ask them for from A to Z. And then language becomes another barrier where they cannot, speak the language yet. So again, it's important for us to be here, members of the community who understand the culture, who speak the language, who can have conversation with them and remind them, you know what, not everything is, going to end for you. As a matter of fact, when you come here, because we are here to support you. We are here to guide you. And that's the reason why having, the South Shore Coalition is so critical for us to be there where our families are. So, we are celebrating Haitian Heritage Month this month, right?
Yes.
You see our big flag here. And then one of the things that we believe is in unity. Because we believe that unity makes us stronger. That's the reason why we are inviting not just people who are here, but people who are listening, people who are watching. We need your help. We need you to come together. And that's when we can celebrate, our flag. When we know that in unity we have strength. So wherever you are, please come join hands with Marlene, come join hands with France and all of the other partners. Let's make this a reality. So South Shore, again, this is the beginning. With our senators, our elected officials, guess what? We're going to open soon our daycare center because we have so many babies. We need place to welcome them. We're going to open an after-school program because we have to educate our children. So many of them who came, unfortunately, because of their itinerary, they've been traveling for 3 years, some of them for 4 or 5 years. Those children never got a chance to be in the school. So it is our duty to prepare them. Summer is coming. We already have a summer program that is coming in Brockton. At the Baker School, I believe Baker School, right? In Brockton. So we need help to really, create, the infrastructure to educate our children, to support our adults so that they can become successful citizens who are making a difference in our community. And we believe we can do it. Can we do it, guys?
Yes.
We can do it. We can do it. And let's make it happen with so many great leaders like you guys. I know the sky is the limit. So again, this is the beginning. And little by little, we're gonna fly. We're going to, invade the entire South Shore everywhere. Every little pocket. The South Shore is going to be there, present to respond to the needs of our families. Again, thank you so much for coming. So we are here to work. We are here to make sure that we see a brighter future for our immigrants. Let's do it together. All right? Thank you.
In closing, so we're not closing yet because we are waiting for the mayor to come. So he's on people's time now.
I know.
So here at the coalition, it will be a wraparound services that you'll have. So we will have someone here, a coordinator here twice a week, and she'll be at MCHS 3 times a week. So therefore, from 10 to 4 or 10 to 5, anyone can walk here on a Monday and Tuesday to come and get services. And those services will be when it comes to legal services, we will take your information, do the intake, and work development. We will put you in the right contact with what you're looking for.
Yes. English classes.
We'll have it on site here for you as well. If we don't have space, we will refer you somewhere else that can help you as well. So mental health, it's a big piece when it comes to the new immigrant coming here. So we all here have
something to offer.
We all, every human being have some type of mental health. But mental illness with those new immigrant coming is something that we need to focus on. So they need the help, the support of the professional in the community to come together and provide us. If you are a mental health counselor, if you are a social worker with a license with mental health, please reach out to us so that we can continue serving the community, especially the new immigrants. It's very they are traumatized, and if anyone understands trauma, and those people traveling, as Dr. Gabo said, 3 years
Yep.
to come to their destination. So babies, children,
Yep.
2 years to come to their destination. It's brutal. It's a trauma, a layer of trauma after another. So we need your help and support to come and do that. And again, you wanna add
No,
more?
I was going to say in terms of trauma, just so that you know, throughout their, trip, they lost members of their families. We have mothers who have to witness, their child being swept away in front of them, while as they were crossing, some of the rivers.
Yeah.
We have people who said they had to become a minister. Why? Because they have to, give a final goodbye to someone who died during the trip. So we have mothers who have been raped in front of their children and their husband by people as they were coming. So when we're talking about trauma, we're not talking about the little stress that we have
No,
making us feel
no.
sad. We're talking about real trauma where people have experienced loss right in front of their eyes. And the sad thing is that they don't even have a way to go back. Like this mother who lost an 8-year-old son through the journey, she wants to go back and put some closure to it. But where do you go back? How do you go back? You see what I mean? So it's like when you are dealing with those
Raping, violence.
the rape, the
Yeah.
violence and things like that. So how do you even put a closure to that? So it will take like really a whole community
Yeah.
to come around these people and embrace them and let them know that there is some hope, there is some light.
Yeah.
And as you are calling, I'm also calling on all church leaders, all church leaders who are in the South Shore. We need you to come and put your hands together because this is colossal work that needs to happen. And at IFSI, since September, that's exactly the experience that we had to go through every day, listening to their stories, reminding them, now that you are here, guess what? There's no turning back. We're going to work with you. So immigration services, all of them need help. They need help to find a lawyer. And we know how much a lawyer costs in this country. So, like for example, when we did the math as we were talking about budget, we said if at least we will find a lawyer that will take $5,000, and 5 is the lowest amount that a lawyer could take to serve one family. Just think about 1,000 families. How much is that? Just think about
that.
multiply 5,000. Where are my math people? So
Dr. Gabo, that's when people heard $8 million.
Yeah, they believe it's a huge amount of money.
They forgot all the thing that encountered for that $8 million.
Exactly.
And the housing piece,
The housing
the
piece.
mental health, and the law immigration part, workforce development that to train those people. So those are. We are so grateful.
We are.
So grateful.
Yes.
For the state for giving us that startup money.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes,
Startup.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's what we need. We need that startup.
Exactly.
So with that startup, I know more will come. And also, we don't need bystanders.
Yes.
We cannot be bystanders.
Yeah, we need to.
So the state do their part.
Yes.
We have to do
do
our
that.
part.
Exactly.
Then,
Exactly.
to add, then we need help. Anybody who's listening to right now, please help us.
That's what it is.
Come and help. When you hear $8 million, $8 million is just a penny. It's just a start.
And no. When you think about $8 million, you need to be thinking about
Breaking down.
how many people is that, right?
Oh, yes.
So if you have $8 million for 800 people, you have a lot of money in your hand.
Yes.
But guess what? $8 million from the budget for 1,600 people, and I'm saying that we already have over 3,000.
Yeah.
So that means that we have to be creative in terms of what we have to make sure that we can have more impact. And one thing that I have to say, Marlene, and everyone who is listening, that's the only portion that we have. So when you take the Ukrainian and the Afghan, at the federal level, they have money
They have
available.
the support.
I don't know if you heard when President Biden was saying $2.8 billion reserved to welcome Afghans. Again, we don't have anything against Afghans. It's the right thing to do to welcome our borders. We don't have anything against our Ukrainian borders. But guess what? They have the federal portion, they have the state portion, and also the whole philanthropic world is
Around
pushing.
London.
But for us right now, the only resource that we have is that
That's
state
state
funding.
funding.
So that's
Yeah.
the reason why we cannot stop here.
Right.
Because the needs are immense, the needs are great. We need to continue to advocate, and that's the reason why.
Yes.
You know, when we have you here listening to those conversations for you to get a sense, oh, I thought that we did something great. Yes, you did, because this is the first time that you have, all of you have put your hands together to say, you know what, Haitians do matter.
Matter.
Because
Matter.
Haitians
do matter.
They do matter.
Right.
You know the history. Haitians have been the one to really, send that wave of freedom all around the world. So we cannot forget about our contribution. The U.S. Haitians have been at the forefront of, stopping slavery all the way
For everyone.
For everyone. So
Everyone.
wherever we are, we have done so much. So this is the time for all of us to say, what can we do to support our Haitian brothers? Not only here, but also in Haiti, because we hear what's going on in Haiti right now. And when those things are happening in Haiti, guess what? They have direct impact on us.
It's
Because
just like
when
domino effect.
Exactly. People are fleeing violence. People are fleeing all of those gangster and kidnapping and things like that, and they come to our communities. When they come, guess what? They come to us because there is no other place for us. So, as business leaders, let's come. Let's see how we can really make a huge impact on our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
And also, you guys know.
We should do some questions. So I just want to begin by one important question. When we look at mental health services among Black people in general, we have this fear that we are exposing ourselves to clinicians, we're exposing ourselves to the system. How are we going to culturally get over that barrier where people will actually seek mental health services?
Well, I think that's the work that we all have been in the field has been trying to destigmatize that people can come forward and then seek services. And then there's a lot of taboo around mental health. That taboo, it's upon me, upon all the professionals in the field that need to educate our community, need to encourage them to come out and seek services and go to them where they are. And where are we best? We are in the churches.
Exactly.
We congregate almost every
Saturday, every weekend.
Sunday, that's where the bulk of the community are. If any given Sunday you need 5,500 people or 400 people gathered, it's at the churches.
Yes.
So again, inside those churches, there's a lot of us that's suffering. There's a lot of us that have a lot of it, so we cannot put our hands on. So it's our responsibility as professionals, as community leaders, to try to work on the taboo and stigma, encourage people to come and provide them the resources that are available to them.
Yep.
And so that's the only way we can have people come out and seek services.
And also
educate them.
creating the space for them, creating the space. So because so often, and that's the experience that we have, in Marapen, so often people come, they come for something completely different. They come to for an English class, they come for something else. And before we know it, because our people speak the Haitian, Haitian Creole language, right? And they understand. We start a conversation. How are you? And before you know it, a conversation starts. And as we develop that trust relationship, right? We develop that power of having a conversation that from the heart. Before you know it, he said, would you be willing to see someone? And before you know it, they go. But if we don't have space in our community for people to come, guess what? They will not just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to seek help. We need to create that environment. And that's where, having space.
Of that. So that's why I'm calling upon all of us to not be bystanders.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because if we want to change, helping them change the way of their lives, we as well need to change the way we do business as well.
Correct.
Exactly.
So by saying that, we all need to work together to do it.
And that's one of the reasons I said to anyone who has something to say about the work that we are doing, I said, you know what? I welcome you with open arms. But don't tell me what is not working. Come and put your hands.
And help
then
us.
you help, and then you can tell me what is not working. But don't stand, 10,000 feet away, and then you are looking at everything that is not working, and you are telling me what is not working. No, come. When you put your hands, then you have the authority to tell me what is not
Yes.
working. So that's the
It's
reason why
strategized.
we invite everyone to come and join us.
So we know that we have the support of the state delegation. We have Senator Brady here, and he's spoken very eloquently. But when you look at the federal delegation, so if Senator Warren was walking here, Markey was walking here, hey, the president was walking here, they're going to open the Treasury for you. What would your first request be if we could open up the U.S. Treasury to support the work that you all are doing?
Oh, I mean, a lot. As we said, from A to Z. But the first one that I would argue is their legal status.
That's it. This
Legal-
one right here.
exactly.
Legal
Legal-
resources.
Legal
The same-
resources, because not even resources. For them, President Biden has the power to say that, you know what, let's start with CPS. CPS has been extended to Haitian all the way who came after July 29. Let's extend it for all of the other people who are coming right now. Because at least that will give us a provision for us not to have to spend so much money on legal services. And also not to put too much burden on our people. Because right now, they don't even know what to do. Should I
Uncertainty.
apply? Exactly.
Uncertainty.
Because they are here and they don't even know for how long they're going to stay. And by keeping them in that kind of, uncertainty,
Yeah.
it creates more mental health issues, and then we cannot get the resources that we need in the community. Think about it. We have a healthcare system that needs, workers. And we have a lot of nurses here,
Amen.
Haitian doctors here, surgeons, and all of those skills. We have them here. Because of their legal status, they are not able to go and contribute to the workforce.
Right.
Exactly.
What is this? If you are an economist and you're thinking deep about, how do I have more impact, invest in your people. You already have them here. So there is a crisis in teachers. We cannot find, young men, young women to come and to go and teach our children. And they are here. Let's create a provision a humanitarian provision where our people can have access to legal status so that they can work. So that's the first thing that they should do. Think about that. Then we talk about housing. Another big crisis.
Yes.
We have so many buildings standing in different places. We have land. So let's invest in our community by giving us access to those resources so we can make housing available to them. And the third one I would say is education.
Yeah.
We need to educate our children better. We are not doing a great job at educating our immigrant children. And when we believe that they have the power to transform our communities, let's invest in education. Let's invest in qualified teachers. Let's bring resources so that our students can be educated. And mental health is still a big one. So, as I said, the list goes on and on and on. But let's start at least with the legal aspect.
Legal aspect,
Give
exactly.
them
So-
that
So the floor is
What we
open.
said- well, now what we said, if I have to talk to Senator
Martin,
Markey, anyone here, all I will tell them, the same opportunity they give to the Cuban whenever they put their foot here, and the legal status is up to date, we Haitian people, we need the same opportunity as well.
Yes.
Same respect.
Same respect.
Same respect.
Yes.
Because we are going through worse
Mm-hmm.
than some of them.
Mhm.
So people fleeing for their life, they said that it's an economic aspect, but no, it's
Yeah.
a humanitarian aspect.
Yes.
They need to have that legal status so they can fully integrate in the society where they live. So without that immigration status, so we can talk about everything else,
Mhm.
they cannot do anything.
Yep.
So therefore,
just luck.
the priority for us right now, for the Haitian community in Massachusetts or anywhere else, we need the federal level to do their part.
Yep. And also put some allocations
Put
at the federal level.
some money.
$2 billion for the Afghan. Why not Haitians? Because they are also fleeing persecution. They are also fleeing political turmoil.
And
So why not?
And they're
Why
our
are we?
closest neighbor.
Exactly.
We are-
Exactly.
Beside,
And then
beside
we
that
all
was
on
hold on.
deportation status right now.
Beside that being the closest neighbor,
Right.
we have a history with that country.
Yep.
So therefore, I don't know. I might be naive. So I don't know the history of the Afghan with the United States. I might not know the history of the
Ukrainian, right?
with the United States. But most of us here, most of us in the United States, we know the history of the Haitian with United States. So therefore, I think they owe us that.
And I will celebrate Haitian Flag
And
Day
then
this
while we
month.
celebrate-
I know. We need a gift. We need a special.
We need something.
Not a gift. We need them to do their due diligence as we are celebrating, the Haitian Flag Day, right? We need to be treated with respect and dignity, and we need to keep our flag high next to the U.S. because we have partnered with the U.S. for centuries,
Yes.
and we are the one who really help the U.S. win so many battles. So again, it's not a gift because you're not doing us any favor. You need to do your
earned it.
exactly.
We
We
earned
earned
it.
it.
We
So
earned
it's a time for you to really give us our return on our investment.
And that's
So Pastor Kiki can talk about that
Yes,
a lot because
Pastor
he's
Kiki
part
can.
of the has attended so many of the
Yes.
Black Caucus
So many Black
meetings and
Caucus
things like that. Yeah.
immigrations. Yes.
Thank you.
That's right. I'm glad.
Thank you so much. I serve as a executive committee for Fifth in Action International Way Forward Haiti, where we engage members of Congress every month. We engage the Haiti caucus, made of honorable Congresswoman who always fighting for us, Presley. Also, we have Andy Levin from Michigan. We also have Valdeming in Florida. We have Yvette Clark in New York. They all are part of the Haiti caucus, where we engage them and ask them basically just to talk to the State Department regarding their policies toward Haiti, to review their policies toward Haiti, but more importantly, how best to accommodate our Haitians here. As you know, Friday was almost the 225th flight going to Haiti. Close to 22,000 Haitians have been expelled from here since the administration took over. So we need that to stop, So the expulsion of Haitians via Haiti, we need that to stop. We need definitely the U.S. to grant some type of humanitarian support for those people to rebuild their life and start transitioning. On the 12th, we have 11 people who died, okay, when the boat capsized in the ocean, okay, close to Puerto Rico. So that will continue until the U.S. revise its policies toward its foreign policies toward Haiti and help Haiti really stand on its feet.
And that's what we said. Black lives matter, but Haitian lives do matter. So when you let them die, at sea, when they come here and you don't have any resources for them, basically you are telling them that their lives do not matter. And we are here to really remind people that yes, Black lives matter and Haitian lives matter. We have our
and a few more after this, but I want to thank Marlene. I want to thank Senator Brady. I want to thank Haitian Community Partners, my own team, Jensen Denoise, Joseph Francois, and my Chief of Staff, Sydney Maire, for joining me as well. Again, Wednesday, 11 o'clock outside at City Hall.
Yeah.
Haitian Community Partners, we're doing the flag raising. It's going to be a wonderful endeavor. So
Yes.
those watching and those here, please join us, 11 o'clock. Listen, I'm the mayor of Brockton. It's an honor and privilege. The Haitian community in Brockton has embraced me since I've been mayor, and even when I was a city councilor at large. They've done the same for Senator Brady. And so at the end of the day, we're all in this together. So the fact that I'm a Democrat, and Joe Biden's a Democrat, and Stephen Lynch, our congressman, is a Democrat, and Ed Markey, the senator's a Democrat, and Elizabeth Warren's a Democrat, they understand how vital the Haitian community is, the fabric of the United States of America. So here in Brockton and in the Commonwealth and in the nation, the fact that Biden came in as president, extended TPS was a wonderful endeavor. But we need to make sure that the federal delegation, I was just down there and I met with Markey and I met with Congressman Keating and Lynch. They are truly advocating, and that's what you do when you're a public servant. That's what Mike Brady's been doing for a very, very long time. So I am just so proud that there's a presence here in Brockton to have this office here, right? This is an important aspect. I'm really, really excited that we just did recently the wall of flags at City Hall inside the mayor's office. The Haitian flag is prominently displayed, and it will be at all times inside the mayor's office. Never happened before. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're Haitian or Irish or Italian or Sydney being Cape Verdean. It's about doing the right thing to people. People that come to this nation for the betterment of the next generation, for their kids, right? And I'm a dad, I have 3 kids, 15, 12, and 10. I'm doing it for them. All of you are doing it for them. That's what the bishop's doing. That's what Marlene's doing. That's what all the pastors are doing. So as mayor, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you do every day. COVID is not gone. We need to continue to be diligent on that. We're still losing people in Brockton. The numbers are spiking up throughout Massachusetts. So Pastor Eno, who is also Dr. Eno Mondesir, who I hired as our Board of Health Director, he is working diligently to try to save lives with Dr. Rick Herman as well. So I just say we are better together. So let's continue to work together. Let's continue to not be afraid to bring up the important questions of helping people, right? Helping people, helping Haitian people in Brockton. The reach of the pastors in the community is so much greater than mine as mayor or Mike's as state senator. So the pastors have a voice that we don't have as elected officials. So my view is we need to continue to harness the power of people. And when we do that, we will not fail. Failure is not in the realm of possibility right now. It's not an option. And what I know is what Marlene Amity is, the fabric of who this woman is when we had the terrible tragedy in Haiti, she was the first one to come to my office, and Tony Branch was there and said, Mayor, what can we do together? And so we did an outdoor event right then. We did a fundraiser, we got donations, we worked to get those shipped back to Haiti. So I'm just saying thank you for what you do every day. God bless each and every one of you. And let's continue to do the right thing for Brockton, the Haitian community in Brockton, and in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. God bless you all. Thank you.
This is Dr. Gabo. I don't know
I
if
mean,
you met before.
oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Of course.
I know. So again, thank you, Mayor, for coming here as we are saying that we are launching our South Shore Coalition Office. And as we talked already, and we know that the needs, for our immigrant community in Brockton every day is growing, and especially right now, Brockton is really witnessing like a real growth in terms of Haitian population. A number of our new immigrants who just came, they are young professionals, they are very dynamic, they have the strength, they need to work, they need to contribute to their community. So our goal by coming here, by having this South Shore Coalition is to really work hand in hand with your office and with all of our elected officials as a way to provide more access to those families. We went over all of the trauma that they went through. We went over their needs for housing, their need for better education system. So we have so much to do in the South Shore. And this is only the beginning, as you can imagine, because if two families were to come today, the space will be already too small because the families, they are very large.
Yes.
They'll come mom, dad, 3 children, 4 children, and sometimes grandma, grandpa, all of them together. So we are so blessed to have Marlene and friends, two leaders in the community who open up their space to welcome us, but we know that there is much more to be done, and that's one of the reasons why we are hoping soon that the mayor and the team will identify some of the buildings around here, because we need space to have music program for the kids. When we're talking about trauma, we want to bring a holistic approach to trauma, where we are bringing families together for time for them to come and meet and discuss their issues and find other people who understand them and who can really connect with them. And being Haitians here, Haitian leaders who speak Haitian Creole, who understand the culture, there's no other way to do it. And that's one of the reasons we are so happy to have your friendship, your collaboration, and your leadership. As I said, we started the summer program last year here in Brockton, and it was through the leadership of the mayor and the superintendent. They put their hands together to help us make that happen, and we are so grateful for that. We will need to continue to do more because you have so many young children coming in our community. So Brockton can be a vibrant community when Brockton welcomes the children and the young people. So again, let's take this one as a first step, and then we are available. Marlene, France, we are all available to come and meet with you and identify other resources for us to make this a reality. So, and we all win when we support our assets, in our case, our immigrant families. So let's do it.
Joe and Jensen help the Haitian community. They help me because I only speak English. I do know a little Gaelic, but they're swear words. But we have of course some Cape Verdean folks, Dominican Republic that help the Latin community. So we're very, very reflective of Brockton. But I will tell you that Joe and Jensen have educated and informed me. We've gone to all of the churches in Brockton many, many times. We're going to continue to do that. But I just wanted you to see them. A lot of you know them. A lot of you may not. But if you need anything, and I mean anything at all, it's an open door policy. City Hall is 4:30. It closes at 4:30. If you need to meet us at 5:30, 6, 7, whatever it takes, we will meet with you. If you want to meet at City Hall, you want to meet here, whatever. We're all in this together. One other thing that I just want to share with you that myself and Superintendent Mike Thomas of the Brockton Public Schools, I mentioned I have 3 kids, right? My kids are not the same as they were before COVID. so much has happened to children in our community and in the city of Brockton. So we need to, even though it's a taboo and don't say it, Mental Health Awareness Month and the impacts of what have happened, not just to children, but to our adults and our seniors, right? Those that are homebound. And another thing is, if you are facing the battle of sobriety, right? Drugs and alcohol, the worst thing that a sober person can do is be at home by themselves. So we need to continue to educate and inform and understand that as long as I'm mayor of Brockton, and I was just reelected, right? I am your mayor.
Yes.
All right, I am your mayor, and I will continue to work for the betterment of Brockton and each and every one of you. We don't always have the answers right away. We don't, and that's just fact. We don't always have to agree, but we all have a common purpose for a better, safe, healthy community. So thank you all. Joe and Jensen will be here to give you their cards as well. I have to run to another meeting, and I want to thank Senator Brady for what Mike does every day as well.